thing that I really wanted to touch on in today's video, guys, is how you perceive yourself and how your life is really just a byproduct of your perception of reality, okay? Most people miss this and they think that it's all about what they do, right? They think that it's all about what they do, their inputs, how hard they work, right? And they completely miss the point of what identity work even is and how to actually achieve your fucking goals, okay? So the main thing that I want to touch on in this video is that importance, how important it is to actually fucking have your mindset dialed in, have your fucking identity dialed in order to reach your goals, right? In 2023, I was fresh out of jail, okay? I had $0 in my bank account and I didn't know what to fucking do, okay? Essentially, I was in a motorcycle accident from essentially evading the police on a high-speed chase, and they caught up to me. Essentially what happened is that I got in an accident and they ripped my leg open and it was a whole deal. I was in jail for a couple days, and ultimately what that experience taught me was that it was a byproduct of my decisions at the time. It was a byproduct of the lifestyle and identity that I had lived at that time, right? From that moment on, I decided to become a new person, right? A newly conceived self and identity was born through that period, right? Essentially what happened is I was on house arrest, I was on probation after that moment, right? And so for the next couple months, I was working diligently, okay? I was in my fucking room on house arrest, building my rental agency, okay? Midnight Auto Exotics, go follow us on Instagram, right? But I would have never have built my rental agency if I did not have the identity alignment that I needed to live out in order to become that version of myself. Fast forward a few years later, not even 1 year later, I'm in Miami. I built a fleet of multiple cars, bought my first Mercedes, bought my first Porsche. Now we have our Lamborghini Huracan on our fleet. And ultimately that was a byproduct of the identity and the vision that I had in my mind, okay? There was nights where I was with my good friend John at the time. We were driving down this exact road on Ocean Drive, and we were driving my beat up Volvo. This is before I got arrested. We were driving my beat up Volvo, my SUV, and I was just telling him, like, bro, imagine if this was a Lambo. And he looked at me and he laughed at me, and no, I said, no, I'm serious. Like, imagine if this was a Lambo. And I turned the music up, and in my head, I was driving a Lambo. Every emotion, every pull, every breath, every gasp of air of the transmission, I heard it, I felt it, I smelt it. You understand? Fast forward a year later, I'm driving down Ocean Drive in our Lamborghini Huracan, and it hit me. And that was the moment that I realized that success and our reality, it's all a matter of our perception, okay? If you're currently living in a state where you do not feel at peace with yourself, you don't feel good, you feel like a failure, I've been there, I've been at those moments. Rock fucking bottom, bro. Fresh out of jail, my dad's talking to me, he's like, you need to get your shit together, you know? Those fucking moments, you know? Those are the moments that are the most powerful. It's a matter of repenting in your mind and deciding who you want to be, right? In Romans, in the Bible, there's a verse. It goes, do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewal of your mind. And what that means is that you need to align your identity with the person that you want to become, right? Aligning your identity with the version of yourself that is actually reaching your goals, that's hitting his potential, that's driving his dream car, right? That has the bank account, that has his woman, right? In that moment when I was in jail, all I could think about it is once I get out of here, I'm gonna make this shit happen, whatever it fucking takes, right? I walked, they let me out of jail, right? I walked from jail to the Whataburger that's over here by my, or the Whataburger that was by the jail. It was like half a mile in the middle of winter. I had no shoes because they basically like took my fucking shoes. I didn't have any shoes when they let me out of jail. And what happened was I had to walk from the jail in the middle of the night, in the middle of December, to the Whataburger so I can get picked up. And my feet were freezing. My feet were fucking cold. They were numb. I couldn't feel my feet. And ultimately, I decided that that moment was going to be ingrained in my mind as a remembrance, as a memory of what the fuck I'm going to do moving forward. It's all a matter of decision. And I want to really emphasize on this shit because I've been at the fucking dirt poor, bro. I've been at the bottom. I've been fucking crying to God, asking Him for a new way, for a new path. But that motive and that ambition and that emotional resonance that you're feeling in that moment where you're at fucking rock bottom, it's the complete and polar opposite of what's needed in order to align yourself properly with the person that you want to become. Okay? If you continue in the resonance of that emotional frequency, you're never going to be able to get to that level that you want to get to. It takes a willingness where you come into agreement in your mind that the position is the position, okay? And regardless of the position, it is a decision that you have to make to decide to come into agreement with the emotional resonance of the version that you want to live out, version of yourself that you want to fucking become, right? When I was on house arrest, I would dress up for work. I would dress up for work. And I would dress nice. I dress like how I'm dressed now. And what it taught me in my mind is that this is the new version of you that you're living out, Sean. This is who you are now. Fast forward, it's not even 6 months later. I'm in Miami. Just bought my Mercedes. 22 years old. A month later, I buy my Porsche. Scaling up the fleet, C8, i8, right? GT43, got a team of fucking killers, right? To flash forward to now, we have a fleet of cars here in Corpus, the first exotic luxury car rental in Corpus Christi, just to say that I fucking did it. This is not to be prideful. I renounce pride, right? But that was not fucking fathomable for me when I was in that jail cell. It just wasn't. I had to align myself with the peace that resonated inside of me, feeling the emotions, feeling every bit, channeling my mind to resonate with the emotions, you understand? Because once you start to view life as a different realms, like there's different realities. Instead of looking at life as linear, when you look at life as different possibilities lined up, all you have to do is align yourself with the possibility and decide to live it out. Because reality responds to you instead of you reacting to reality. It's not about you reacting to reality, it's about you commanding reality. And whenever you force reality to respond to you, you become the commander of your fate. You become the commander of your life, right? And this is the main thing that I want to really preach to you guys, because regardless of the situation that you're in, life is responding to you. Whether you like it or not, life is responding to you. If you do not have the faith to live out the version of yourself that you want to live out, to chase your fucking dreams, to build your fucking business, you're never going to get to that level because you're not actually aligning yourself properly with that level. You first have to align yourself with the possibility, which is the faith. Faith is the currency to have reality move and to make reality move. You understand? That's what I want to leave with you guys today, okay? If you guys have any questions or need any more insights, if you guys want one-on-one coaching with me specifically to help you reach your goals, recalibrate your identity, your mindset, get the right habits dialed in, as well as scaling your online business, guys, you guys can message me on Instagram at Sean Paul Wolf, and I will see you guys in the next one. Ciao.